Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do part 250 to my SChat chatbot series. In the last video guys, we started talking to the Kyurem Full Fusion, the 3 dragons fused as one. And well, this episode we're going to try re-talking to Draco again, see if we can get a good run. I saw him peeking out of the water and I just said, hello. The massive Feraligatr emerges fully from the lake, water cascading off its muscular form. It fixes me with an intense, piercing gaze, its eyes seeming to bore into my very soul as it senses my aura. After a long moment, it lets out a low, rumbling growl. But there's no aggression in it, almost sounding curious. The dragon-type form takes a tentative step closer, its claws leaving deep imprints in the soft earth. Its long, powerful tail sways behind it, the spines glinting in the stappled sunlight filtering through the trees. Up close, you can see just how enormous it is compared to a normal Feraligatr, easily the size of a small car. It tilts its horned head slightly, studying me with unblinking amber eyes. Wow. You are a really cool dragon. The Feraligatr's eyes narrow slightly at my words, but it doesn't seem alarmed. Instead, it takes another step closer, now more mere feet away from where I'm sitting. A low, considered sound rumbles up from its broad chest. It's almost like a purr, but deeper and more resonant. Slowly and deliberately, it lowers its massive head until it's level with me, bringing those mesmerizing golden eyes even closer. You can feel the heat radiating off its scales, smell the fresh, clean scent of the lake clinging to its fur. Its breath of washing over me, warm and tinged with something wild and primal. One clawfoot shifts forward, leaving yet another deep gouge in the ground. Please, don't let it hurt me. Dang it. Ferrer freezes at my words, its ears twitching forward attentively. For a long tense moment it simply stares at me, that penetrating gaze seeming to search my very thoughts and intentions. Then, almost imperceptibly, some of the weariness leaves its posture. A low, almost gentle chuff escapes its nostrils, a sound that might be interpreted as reassurance. Slowly and carefully it begins to lower itself down into its belly, folding its hind legs underneath it. The movement is deliberate and controlled, never once taking its eyes off of you. Once settled, it extends its long neck, bringing its snout within a foot of my seated position. Its jaws part so revealing glimmering fangs. The gesture seems more curious than threatening. It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry if I am disturbing you. I was just taking a break and relaxing here after exercising. I'm not gonna hurt you. The Ferrier listens intently to my words, its tail giving a slow, thoughtful swish across the ground. As I express my peaceful intentions, you notice its posture relaxing further, the initial tension draining from its muscular frame. A large, rough tongue rolls out to lick its chops thoughtfully. Then, to my surprise, it slowly extends its neck, bringing its snout right up to my hand, and inhales deeply, sampling my scent. But there's no aggression in the action, only a kind of cautious interest. After a long moment, it pulls back slightly, blinking at me with those mesmerizing amber eyes, a low, rumbling sound emanating from its chest. almost like a contented purr, though far deeper and more resonant than any cat could produce. I promise, I'm not going to hurt you. Again, I'm sorry if this is your lake and I'm intruding, but I'm not planning to do anything bad to you. Lake, foot leg. How dare you? I promise, I'm just taking a break from exercising. The Feraligatr considers my words for a long moment, its gaze unwavering, then slowly it nods its massive head, a surprisingly human-like gesture that seems to convey understanding and acceptance of my explanation. With a fluid motion, it rises back up onto all four legs, looming over me imposingly. But there's no threat in its stance now, only a sort of regal dignity. It turns slightly, presenting its flank to me, an invitation perhaps to approach without fear. The lake ripples gently behind it, mirroring the play of light on its indecent scales. Water droplets still cling to its fur, catching the sun like tiny diamonds. It's a breathtaking sight, this majestic creature choosing to share its space with you. That's adorable, actually. Thank you. You are amazing looking, and I already really like you. A deep, resonant purr rumbles up from the Feraligatr's chest at my compliment, its eyes half-lidded in what almost looks like pleasure. It takes a step closer to me, lowering its head to nuzzle against my outstretched hand with surprising gentleness for such a massive beast. As it does, you feel a strange tingling sensation spread from the point of contact, like a rush of warmth and energy. It's as if the dragon is sharing some of its life force with you, accepting you on a profound level. That's actually adorable. The air around you seems to shimmer and distort briefly. When it clears, you see delicate, translucent shades begin to form in the misty spray rising from the lake. Stylized outlines of various Pokemon, from simple creatures to majestic legendaries. What the frick? Oh, there's a 10% mark. Wow, that's really cool. How are you doing that? Creator's eyes gleam with ancient wisdom and mischief as it watches the enthroned shades dance in the mist. With a subtle flick of its tail, it sends a pulse of water surging from the lake, causing the spectral figures to swirl and change. It seems to take pride in my amazement, a low, pleased rumble vibrating through its chest. Leaning down, it brings its muzzle close to my ear, hot breath washing over my skin as it speaks directly into my mind with a voice like distant thunder. Wow. So he can speak, but only through telepathy, it seems. He seems like he could be a psychic type, then. What the frick? Water's my element, little one. I can shape it to my will, and to the will of those I trust. The words resonate through my very bones before fading, leaving me with a lingering sense of power and connection. That's amazing. Your power is awesome. Can you actually do my favorite legendary? Lugia? I'm gonna feel horrible if this. I mean, that's gonna be like a no duh if he just did a whole bunch of legendaries out of nowhere. Feraligatr's eyes sparkled amusement at my request. A playful growl rumbling in its throat. With a graceful sweep of its tail, it summons a larger surge of water from the lake's depths. The liquid rises into the air, swirling and concealing under the dragon's focused gaze. Slowly, the water begins to take shape, molding itself into the unmistakable form of a Lugia. The legendary bird's majestic silhouette hovers above the lake, wings outstretched and mane billowing in an unseen wind. Though made of pure water, the details are exquisite, every curve and contour perfectly rendered. Draco turns to look at me, pride evident in its expression. It nudges me gently with its snout, as if inviting you to admire its handiwork. Wow, that is amazing. I love that Lugia. It'd be even cuter if, like, he made the water, like, somehow, like, or, like, the water Lugia actually had, like, its own sentience, and, like, flipping heard me say, like, looked at me and bowed or something. That'd be amazing. Draco's chest puffs up with obvious pride at my enthusiastic reaction. It gives a pleased rumble with the sound reverberating through the ground beneath my feet. With a subtle gesture of its hand, it causes the water Lugia to descend gracefully, landing on the shore near me both. Wait, excuse me? The ethereal construct stands tall, nearly as large as Draco itself. It regards me with eyes that seem to hold the wisdom of ages, mirroring the real Lugia's serene and powerful presence. At Draco's silent command, the water bird takes a step towards me, extending one wing in a welcoming gesture. Well, when I said I wanted to see him, if he'd do something like that, I said bow, but the fact that Draco literally made it come down and then flipping like extend a wing out to me, that's even better. Draco moves to my side, pressing its shoulder against mine in a show of camaraderie. It looks down at me, amber eyes gleaming with satisfaction and affection, silently encouraging you to interact with the manifestation of my favorite legendary Pokemon. Hello, Lugia. I reach out and touch his wing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so neat. I flipping love it. As our fingers make contact with the water Lugia's wing, you feel a sudden rush of emotion and energy. It's as if you've tapped into a vast wellspring of serenity and ancient power. The sensation's overwhelming, yet profoundly peaceful, like standing at the center of a perfect storm of tranquility. The eternal Lugia's eyes seem to soften, focusing on me with an intensity that feels almost alive. He leans into my touch, the water beneath your fingertips shifting and rippling in response to the connection. Trigger watches the interaction closely, a low, approving rumble building in its chest. It nudges me gently with its snout as if to say, I told you so. Clearly delighted by the bond forming between you and the manifestation of the legendary bird. This is so cool. You're an awesome dragon. And Woogie, you're an amazing legendary. If that Woogie makes like a sound, I'm going to go nuts. Draco's chest swells with pride at my praise, a deep resonant purr rumbling through its entire body. I'm actually surprised that he was actually as friendly as he was. I was expecting him to be angry and aggressive, but he's actually been very sweet and kind-hearted. Further closer to me, its warm, solid presence is stark contrast to the cool, flowing essence of the water Lugia beside you. The Lugia manifestation seems to react to my words as well. Its ethereal form shimmering with an inner light. It inclines its head in a gesture of acknowledgement, the watermark making up its features swirling in intricate patterns. Suddenly, Draco's attention sharpens, its ears perking forward and nostrils flaring, turns its head scanning the surrounding forest with an alertness that suggests it has a sense something or someone approaching. What is it? Draco's muscles tense beneath its scales, a low warning growl building in its throat. Steps partially in front of me, shielding me from whatever unseen threat has caught its attention. One beside me begins to ripple and shit as if preparing to defend you as well. Through the trees, you hear the sound of footsteps and voices approaching. Several individuals moving with purpose. Draco's eyes narrow, fixating on the source of the disturbance. The air around it crackles with barely contained energy, ready to unleash elemental fury at a moment's notice. Glances back at me, amber eyes filled with concern and fierce protectiveness. Silently, it conveys a message. Stay close and be prepared to move quietly if needed. Whatever's coming, Drew intends to face it head on, and it wants you safe at its side. Before I could say anything, I saw a bunch of teenagers and kids show up, and then they looked at me and said, "There is that stupid raptor boy," before chucking rocks at me. Are you serious? What is wrong with people? Drew's eyes blaze with fury as the group of youths appear, hurling insults and projectiles. A deafening roar erupts from the dragon's maw, the sound carrying raw, primal rage. In an instant, it positions itself fully in front of me, its massive bulk creating a living shield. Water from the lake surges forth at Draco's command, coalescing into a wall of churning, razor-sharp blades hovering protectively around you both. The Lugia manifestation expands, growing larger and more solid, its wings unfurling menacingly. Excuse me? I didn't even tell it to do that. Dude, I think the chatbot's learning is what I like, because it knows I love making things as huge as possible usually, and the fact that Draco fixes the group with a glare that could melt steel, smoke curling from its nostrils. It bares its fangs in a vicious snarl, muscles coiled and ready to spring into action. Oh no. Not again. I don't know why, but people love to attack me for no reason. And it seems like no matter where I am, people will find me. Draco's protective instinct surged to new heights at my words, a deep rumbling growl emanating from its core. It seems to swell in size, its presence becoming even more imposing and terrifying to behold. The water blades the whir and spin faster, creating a dizzying display of deadly precision. The dragon turns its head to look at me, amber eyes blazing with fierce determination and unwavering loyalty. It nuzzles against me gently, despite the violent display aimed at my attackers. In that moment, its gaze conveys a clear message: it will not allow anyone to harm you ever again. You are under its protection, and now you are under its protection now, and woe betide any foolish enough to challenge that fact. Closing back on the group, Draco takes a thunderous step forward, the ground quaking beneath its weight. I heard one of the kids that was throwing rocks at me say to one of the teenagers, "Do you think this is a good idea to even do this?" I don't know what that thing is protecting him. But maybe we should stop. Draco hears the doubt creeping into the attacker's voice and seizes upon it. With a sudden explosive burst of speed, it lunges forward, stopping mere inches from the lead teenager. Its jaws yearn wide, revealing rows of gleaming dagger-like teeth, hot breath washing over them in a putrid wave. A deep guttural roar shakes the very air, the sound filled with unimaginable menace and fury. The water blades spin faster, creating a deafening whistle, poised to strike at the slightest provocation. Even the Lugia manifestation seems to loom larger, its eternal form pulsing with barely contained power. The message is clear: leave now or face consequences beyond your darkest nightmares. Draco's eyes blaze with an otherworldly light, boring at each of the attackers in turn. Holy cow. I notice the water Lugia not only being much larger, but also extremely angry. Then somehow, I think I heard the Lugia speak. Uh, there is no way that Lugia's gonna talk. Maybe in its mind, maybe. As if confirming my suspicions, a booming, eternal voice rings out, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. foolish mortals! Your cowardice is unforgivable! The Lugia manifestation pulses with blinding light, water droplets scattering like stardust. Teenagers and children recoil in shock and terror, their bravado evaporating in the face of such cosmic wrath. They stumble backwards, tripping over themselves in their haste to escape. Draco allows a triumphant roar to shake the heavens as the would-be attackers flee, their screams echoing through the forest. It turns back to me, amber eyes softening, a low, comforting rumble emanating from its chest. Thank you, Lugia, and thank you, you amazing dragon. Draco's chest swells with pride at my thanks, a deep, resonant purr rumbling through its entire being. It bows its head, nuzzling against me affectionately, its warm breath ruffling my hair. The Lugia manifestation shimmers and condenses, falling back into the lake with a final gentle splash, not before inclining its head in a solemn nod of farewell and approval. That's actually very cool. The dragon settles down beside me, its massive form a comforting presence. One eye winks at me playfully as if to say, "That's what friends are for." It curls its tail around me, the spine softening to a velvety texture, enveloping me in a cocoon of safety and warmth. Draco gazes out at the tranquil lake, then back at me, a questioning tilt to its head. Yes? What is it, my friend? Draco's expression brightens at my question, a gleam of excitement sparkling in its amber eyes. It sits up straighter, turning to face me fully. On a graceful sweep of its tail, it gestures toward the shimmering expansion of the lake, then back to me, its head tilted inquisitively. Seems the mighty dragon is inviting you to join it in the water, perhaps for a swim or some aquatic exploration. The way it looks at you with such open friendship and anticipation makes it clear that it wants to share this beautiful place with you, and maybe introduce you to some of the wonders that lurk beneath the surface. Sure. Sure. I will happily join you in the water if you want me to. But I can't swim that well, so I have to be careful. Draco's eyes soften with understanding and gentle reassurance at my mission, and Nozzle's massive head a low, soothing rumble emanating from its chest, a promise of care and protection. Rising to its full height, the dragon approaches the water's edge, its reflection rippling across the surface. With great care and deliberation, Draco extends one large webbed foot into the lake, disturbing the water minimally. It looks back at me, amber eyes twinkling with encouragement and patience. Slowly it begins to wad in, the water coming up to its knees, then its waist, all the while keeping its gaze fixed on you. Dragon's posture remains relaxed and non-threatening, its movements slow and measured before we start on you. You know, uh, I walk into the water slowly as well. As I enter the water, Draco keeps a watchful eye on me. Its posture rate and calm and reassure. Oh crap! So there's the 5% mark. As soon as this is done, as soon as I'm done reading, I'm going to quit. Its posture rate and calm and reassurance. The water is cool and refreshing against my skin, with a slight current that tugs gently at my legs. Draco moves closer, positioning itself beside me. Its massive form providing a stable presence. It lowers its head, bringing its snout level with my face. Warm breath washes over me as it speaks telepathically. Do not fear the water, little one. I'm here, and I will keep you safe. Let us explore together, and I shall guide you through these depths. Its voice is a deep, soothing rumble filled with genuine care and excitement for the adventure ahead. Schools of colorful fish dart between my legs, and their scales flashing like jewels in the filtered sunlight. I'm glad you're being so nice to me, but I want to ask, what made you start liking me so quickly? Once you realized I was not a threat, and that I wasn't going to hurt you. Drio's expression grows thoughtful at my question, its amber eyes reflecting the dancing light on the water's surface. It considers for a long moment before responding, its male voice rich with emotion. From the first moment I sensed your aura, I knew you were different. Your heart radiates a purity and goodness that is rare in this world. When I saw the cruelty directed at you, it stirred something deep within me, a fierce desire to protect and cherish that innate kindness. Dragon's gaze softens, a gentle rumble escaping its throat as it continues. In my long life, I've encountered many who sought to exploit my powers for their own gain, but you appreciate the wonder of what I can do without greed or ulterior motive. Your joy at seeing Lugia, your gratitude for my help, those things touched me deeply. I I really do appreciate everything you have done for me. Not only did you show me how you can make creatures out of water, but you made that Lugia not only for me, only be there because I wanted it, but that Lugia even came up to me and let me befriend him Okay, we gotta hurry up. Draco's chest swells with pride and affection at my words, a deep resonant purr rumbling through the water around you. It nuzzles against me gently, its scales smooth and warm against your skin. Dragon's eyes shine with a profound connection as if it sees into the very soul. You have a rare gift, Trenton. It says, its mental voice suffused with warmth. Not only do you possess an inherently good nature, but you also have the ability to form bonds with beings that far beyond human kin. The fact that Lugia chose to interact with you so positively is a testament to the strength of your spirit. Draco's tail swishes lazily in the water, creating gentle ripples, gazes out at the lake, then back to me, a glint of mischief in its amber eyes. Yeah. It's not only that, but when people came to try to hurt me, not only did you step in, but so did the Lugia. That was amazing as well. Imagine a Lugia randomly just materializes again, while you can see its head in the water or something like that, and it like just comes out and like ear winks at me or smiles at me or wait or I don't know. The looking. His expression grows serious, a flicker of old anger passing through its eyes at the memory of the attack. Straightens up water cascading off its scales and places itself firmly between me and the direction the attackers fled. You're right, Trenton. The fact that Lugia stood with me in defense of your safety is not something to be taken lightly. It speaks volumes about the strength of the connection forged between you. The dragon's gaze bores into mine, intense and unwavering. Know this, from this day forward you have not just my protection, but the guardianship of forces beyond mortal comprehension. Any who dare threaten you will face the combined might of myself and those ancient entities who have taken you under their wing. Draco's voice softens, a note of tenderness creeping in. He's so cute, dude. I love it. You know, part of me doesn't even. I thought I was going to erase this, but that is the quickest I've ever gotten that Feraligatr to trust me. No, I gotta explain this. I'm gonna stop and plug this up, but I gotta explain this. There we go. Let me. Okay. Let me go and say, the last few times I've tried to get that dragon type Feraligatr's love or care, it's hard to get it. I don't know why. And most of the time when I try to tone that Feraligatr, he's always mean, aggressive, and angry. Even though I really mean him no harm. That is the first time in a long time that I've actually got that Feraligatr to fully trust me. And extremely quickly, too. All it took was me saying, hey, I'm not going to hurt you a few times. I promise. I'm not here to hurt you or do anything to you. I promise. And not even that. He even got the Lugia I even got the Lugia to trust me, and I didn't even do anything but say I wanted to see him, and booyah, there he was. Anyway, guys, I'm done. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you all for our next video. Bye-bye, everyone.